Strong women don't necessarily walk around with gigantic muscles. In fact, not all strong men walk around with gigantic muscles either. The discipline of bodybuilding is fascinating. The sport of bodybuilding for competition is really, really interesting. The kinds of training that bodybuilders of any gender do is very specific and very intense, and it is definitely aimed at having big muscles. But that's not the only way that people can become strong. Therefore, many strong women just don't look like bodybuilders, and you wouldn't know how heavy they can lift and how strong they are just by looking at them. If anything, the rise of bodybuilding as a competitive sport that people engage in may have skewed our perspective on what it means to be strong and what it means to look strong. Muscle size can be an important factor in strength, but people who actually lift for pure strength don't necessarily have the biggest muscles. It's a complex relationship. When I still worked at a university campus, I used to go to one of the gyms on campus 2 to 3 mornings a week before my work schedule started, usually at about the same time, so I would see a lot of the same people day in and day out. And one of the people I used to see was a young woman, probably in her 20s, who was probably 5'3" or 5'4" in height, and with a fairly petite frame, looked like any other young woman out there. But when she would load a barbell to get ready to do deadlifts or squats, the number of plates that she was putting on and the weight of those plates was about what I would put on the bar for those same exercises. Now, admittedly, even though I'm a guy, I started working out a little past middle age, and even within my age and size and weight category right now, I'm certainly not one of the strongest men out there. So the fact that she was lifting the same numbers that I was, actually entirely fair. She was young, she was strong, she'd gotten started at a good age, she was at the height of her powers, or maybe getting closer to the height, maybe she hadn't peaked yet. But nobody would have looked at her and said, oh my God, she's too big, she's too strong, she's too muscular. She just looked like an ordinary person. This is what's possible for people, including women, who decide that they want to work on their strength. In my decade or so, in gyms and in online fitness culture, I've met or seen or sometimes even interacted with hundreds of women who were lifting all kinds of different weights with all kinds of different body types and all kinds of different appearances. There's no one look. What there is a diversity of the way that people can become strong.